Good test for any level of play. There's enough options out there, enough long holes, enough short holes. So pick your poison, really. But make sure you're on your game, because Chambers Bay, it'll test anyone to the limit.
Down to the first tee now to get the round going, and a stout par 4, Frank.
Yeah, straight out of the gates. The wind obviously very important here. If you were to play into a head breeze, this would be just a mammoth hole, just under 500 yards. Fortunately, with a little prevailing breeze, though, it'll shorten up considerably, but we'll bring that bunk on the right in play. That's fine.
All right, Frank, how would you break down this approach shot here at the first at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's partially blind, so you've really got to fixate on the exact point that you want to aim at. That's one of the beauties of this golf course. So maybe even just have a little look and make sure you know that line, because once that ball hits the ground, the natural contours are going to take it in a certain direction. So really fixate on that line.
That is a green in regulation as the approach shot hits the first green, but he is by no means in for par yet. A lengthy putt coming up. Second shot now on the way for Brandt Snedeker. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Looks like he just misread that. Locked in on the read and the speed.
Great start.
Ready to tee off here at the second. Frank, what's it all about?
Well, you hit your tee shot here through the dunes, Rich, not overly long, just under 400 yards. The bunker on the left really shouldn't be a problem. Just avoid the dunes on the right and left.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Good contact, good result. Frank, there's only one tree on the entire golf course here at Chambers Bay. Also, no houses, no golf carts. It's kind of nice. It's sort of pure out there.
It's what golf is and what should be, and what it should be. And sadly, we've gone away from it at times. But when you come back to places like Chambers Bay, and I know Chambers Bay is still a new golf course, but it still reminds us how golf really, it can be played by any level, by any male or female. It doesn't discriminate against age either. So, golf is something. It is a game that can be played by everyone. And when you see a true walking links golf course like Chambers Bay, you go, yeah, I could do that.
And he has it for birdie. Snedeker over the birdie putt. Continuing to putt with confidence. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners, well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in.
Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Good putt. But now a chance for a birdie. Frank, standing here on the fourth tee at Chambers Bay, you can see what this golf course is all about with those dunes on the left and all that sand down on the right. A lot of trouble here.
Yeah, first hole, Rich, really that bends to the right, but if anything, you want to keep the tee shot down the left side. It's going to give you a better angle to the green. And unlike the two previous holes, this fairway slopes to the other direction, to the right. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway.
This is straight at it.
It's a really good line.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
You always like that. Count it as a birdie. Settles in over the putt. Not a problem from there. Right in the middle. Well, Frank, here at the fifth, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway that is, by bunkers left and right, and those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, just seemed to baby it.
Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Did the smart thing there, Frank. Took his medicine, back out onto the fairway.
It's no snack, though.
Nice putt. Count it. Poulter could use this. It's a birdie putt. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Frank, now at the sixth, this appears to be a testing par 4 long one.
It is, but once again, a generous fairway. Just use those mounds down the left as an indicator on your line. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Good tee shot, though, and everything is in front of you.
Well, they claim it's a reachable par 4. We haven't seen a whole lot of people do it today. We just saw it right there. Well done. Headed for the bunker? In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just trying to aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
This is a good-looking shot. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Ooh, almost fell. Just a few inches from dropping.
Sometimes the game just isn't fair.
He has this for birdie. That's how you keep a round going, make them from that distance. Just a little tap in here. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The seventh hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hammocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that.
That one is in the bunker. Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that? great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
All right, Frank, second shot.
Yeah, it looks like a good lie. Just take maybe half a club more than the distance allows. Still got to check the wind. Don't have to fly the ball all the way to the flag from here.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. Brandt Snedeker ready for the approach. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole. This one just requires a little bit of focus. This one has a chance, and he has it. Beautiful putt. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
Good spot right there.
Center cut.
This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but that is well on the cards.
That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. And Ian Poulter going for the green on his second shot.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Poulter has a history of getting on runs. He can light it up with a putter. Here's a birdie putt. And he has it for birdie. Ten-foot putt left. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Really good mix of holes here at Chambers Bay. And Frank, we finished this front side with a par 3 after just having come off that long par 5.
And it's a beauty too. The tee is some 100 feet up in the air, so you get a great view of this magnificent golf course, and you realize why it's called a true links. This green here, though, it looks rather daunting, well bunkered on the right side, but you can see enough of it. And once again, links, use the bounce, and you can still kick one in there close.
Moving a little left of the flagstick, Frank. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
He'll need to be strong with this. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Good putt. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo playing Chambers Bay out in the state of Washington in the great northwest of the United States. Frank, let's take a closer look now at the 10th hole.
Well, you can see where you've got to go by virtue of the dunes left and right. This is one of the few greens that is well bunkered around, so you can see it short, short right, short left, and there's another little bunker just on the left side. So it's a tricky little second shot coming in here. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, it appears as though this approach shot here at the 10th is fairly straightforward.
It is. You've got a flat green, so you're not really worrying about mounds or bounces here. And really, this is, with a short iron in hand, this is one of those ones you just green light, you go straight at the flag here.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Getting set now over the putt. Wow, I thought he made that.
Now putt for par.
Crowd is hushed as Snedeker looks at the birdie putt. Sinks the putt for birdie. Now on to the 11th, and Frank, we are looking at a long par 4 in front of us.
We are indeed, and it's called shadows, but there is love in the shadows here. Hit it over that dune down there in the middle of the fairway. If you can get it there around the 300-plus yard mark, then the hole obviously starts to get a little easier. That second shot, you'd like to hit a little bit of a cut in here, but there's 2 levels to this green, so make sure you're on the right level where that flag is.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble. Should be safely on deck.
That will be a great look at birdie. Missed the fairway in the fairway bunker now.
It's not all gloom and doom, though. Lip isn't too high. A good swing here still shouldn't be a problem.
Did the smart thing there, Frank. Took his medicine, back out onto the fairway. This from about 10 feet.
Well read.
The 12th here at Chambers Bay is known as the Narrows. What's the play here, Frank?
2, really. You could just sort of iron it down there, have a little wedge or a pitch in there with no sweat whatsoever. Or, if you want to have a little bit of fun, if you can drive it over that bunker that's just short left of this green, you might just putt for an eagle.
Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. Well, that one is going to end up in the rough. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. Ian Poulter going for the green on his second shot. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Frank can't fault him there, trying to make an eagle.
It's a rare bird, but the pleasure of making one, well worth the effort.
These putts keep the round together. So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. This for par. Good effort and good par putt. One of the game's better putters, Brandt Snedeker, is set. That's how you keep a round going, make them from that distance. On to the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay. It's a par 4, and they call this one Eagle Eye.
Yeah, dogleg to the right, beefy par 4. You hit it down to one of the widest fairways on the golf course. And then up in front, if you look at the middle of the green, you're going to see one bunker. Needless to say, that's got to be avoided. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That should be pretty good right there. And on the safe side. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Looking at 130 yards now for the second shot. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Brandt Snedeker for par. Just drip that in.
Well, it's 4 1/4 inches. Use it all.
Just a couple of feet. And in for birdie. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14 Really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fear. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot. Oh, it's fine.
All right, Frank, what's the play into the green here?
Well, the green's got a little bit of a funnel effect. General contours slope right to left, and towards this green there is a little bit of a ridge and some mounding, short right. But just use those in your favour. The ball's going to do what Mother Nature wants it to do. You don't have to fight it.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Good putt. He has this for a birdie. Frank, normally in a golf course, you don't want to spend too much time in the trees, with the trees, around the trees. But part of me wants to go up and hug this tree because he's all alone. It's the only tree on the whole golf course.
Well, I know you're a tree hugger, Rich, I really do. But at 246 yards, when they play this off the back tee at the US Open, believe me, nobody's hugging that tree. They're just trying to make three.
This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole. Great, too.
Beautiful. Getting set to take on the finishing holes here at Chambers Bay. How do you do it in the right way, Frank?
Well, when you look down this fairway, obviously everything slopes left to right. That makes this hole actually play a little bit more of a dogleg to the right, even though it doesn't look it. And then, of course, that green up ahead, it's like a tabletop. So precision here is absolutely paramount. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. This is a cross-country special. that hurts. That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a two-putt, well done.
He has a 12-footer here. He's going to beat himself up on the way to the next tee. You don't miss those putts. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. He's made it. Frank, you don't need just a caddy out here at Chambers Bay. Seems like you need a sports psychologist. You start thinking about the names of these holes. Beached at 16, and what's 17 called?
Derailed, and you can see why too. That green's perched up there. If you've got the round going in the wrong direction, this is not a hole to start on. So if you've got a run going, it's just a good tee shot that lands around the front there, and you just take a 3 here. This is not a time to be a hero.
Fraction off the center and headed to the right. Always get the sense that he could make. He is one of the game's premier putters. Snedeker for birdie. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
And he's putting for birdie now. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. That's in the fairway. Frank, you want to finish with one good swing here, the approach shot to the 18th hole.
I don't think there's a flat putt on this green, Rich. There's so many different sections. We said the course was like a maze. This 18th green can be like a maze. If you're on the right portion, then obviously that certainly helps, but there's so many different levels to this green.
Frank, the good players certainly aren't panicked when they're in a fairway bunker, are they?
Just make sure your feet stay nice and firm in the sand there. There's a tendency to move your feet around a little bit.
Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green and instead opted for fairway.
Good scoring opportunity. Third shot here at the par 5. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. You feel like you have to make those, and they really sting when they miss.
Ian Poulter with this birdie attempt. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Frank, this was our first trip to Chambers Bay here in the state of Washington, and it provided a stunning and dramatic backdrop for the national championship for the U.S. Open.
It's been a fun time in the US Open history. We had Pinehurst in 2014, and go to a true links course in Chambers Bay has realised that golf shouldn't be stereotyped. This is a fantastic golf course, and it's one, obviously, where you've got to have every department of your game on song.
Nothing quite like it. A U.S. Open, and this one from Chambers Bay was something to behold. For my partner Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long from Chambers Bay. Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Well, every golfer wants to come home, and here we are at the home of golf, the old course at St. Andrews. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports.
Yeah, and Rich, this is just a wonderful place to play the game. Every player that's ever sort of learned to swing the golf club, this is the one course they wanted to play. The reason why is because every great this game has ever seen has walked across Saucon Bridge.
Excellent opening tee shot right in the fairway. Excellent looking shot here. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Second shot now on the way for Brandt Snedeker. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Ian Poulter going for the green here. Frank, this first hole, all about the Saucon Burn.
Yeah, it cuts in so close to the front of that putting surface. If there's just a puff of wind, then all of a sudden that burn that you could just step across very much comes into play.
getting set now over the putt. Are you kidding me?
That looked like it was in.
Snedeker with a birdie attempt.
And a great start.
These putts keep the round together. He has this putt for birdie. And he has it for birdie. Here we are now at the second. Always so important to try and establish a good round in these opening holes, Frank.
In the second hole, especially with a prevailing breeze and today's modern equipment, the odd player has actually driven this green, but you really see the tone of the golf course. The middle of the golf course is protected. There's a series of bunkers down there, but left is always the safe side of the golf course, because the best line to play your second shot from on the whole golf course is always the right side, and we see that here at the second.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle. There's something about a well-hit shot. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. And setting up here in the rough.
Rich, that was some shot out of the rough. I really didn't think he could even get that on the green.
Well, just to get it on the green, as you say, I think is a big win. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
Should be safely on deck.
Poulter has a history of getting on runs. He can light it up with a putter. Here's a birdie putt. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Great sense of speed in that. You know you can make those, but that one right in the middle.
Looking to make the move. This putt for birdie. Beautifully done. That's a birdie. At the third hole now, Frank, it looks relatively easy, but you know there's some danger lurking somewhere out there on the old course.
There is. There's the pot bunkers down the right side. This is a tee where really you want to have an idea where that wind is coming from. If it's into your face, you might want to be a little cautious and go towards the middle of the golf course. But if it's behind you, well, then it's worth challenging that right side.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough.
Errant tee shot here, Rich, but you're going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. That was not a very good read right there. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, I thought it was going in just off the mark by a fraction. He'd love to get this one. Big putt for birdie. Oh my gosh, that hurts.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hitting the ball in the right place there, and the other good thing too, he's actually putting well.
Did the job right there. At the fourth hole now, and Frank, this one looks as though it might require a little bit of club selection off the tee. What are we looking at, partner?
Well, there is two ways to play the fourth off the tee. You can hit it down the right side, but it really starts to narrow up and it's slightly shorter. Most players go towards the middle of the golf course and try and get it on that plateau. But this, certainly the first hard hole you see at St Andrews.
Really good drive here, about 320 yards and straight.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
$115 yards left. Frank, what's that, a good 6-iron for you?
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
That was well judged, wasn't it? Ian Poulter has this for birdie. Oh yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Par fives, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this fifth hole par five measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of 3 bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot, but you try and guide your second shot between the 2 bunkers on the hill in front of you, which are called the spectacles.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
And it looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through.
Frank, he could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
So a longer putt coming up next, about 30 feet away. And from the fairway for his second shot here. This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost, because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Locked in on the read and the speed. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Ian Poulter will make birdie if he can hold this. Makes the putt for a birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. No problems there.
You know, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
So a tester from 4 feet. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now to the 374-yard par 4-6, another scoring opportunity.
Yeah, just be very careful of the wind conditions here, because that'll affect the strategy off the tee. But bunkers left and right to be avoided. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Setting up for the approach, this player in total command.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The decision-making, club selection's been spot on, but the execution, the swing, is really what I'm admiring right now.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. And Ian Poulter going for the green on his second shot.
Should be safely on deck.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Getting set now over the putt. In the hole for birdie. From about 8 feet. And he's putting for par now. Good putt. Ian Poulter getting ready to putt. Cleans that up in the hole. Over the ball here at the 7th. And Frank, if you had to script a game plan here, what would it look like?
You could drive this pretty close to the green. This is a green that's shared with the 11th, the par 3. And so you won't see that tee shot finish, but you can actually drive very, very close to a bunker called the Shell, which is the one that protects the par 3 11th.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. What a nice shot. Right on the green and a pretty easy putt on the way. Setting up for an approach shot here. This has really been an airtight performance to this point. Just flawless. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. You'll love them, the birdies, and that's another one. Poulter could use this. It's a birdie putt. He's made it. Standing on the tee at the par 3 8th here at the Old Course. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
One of the biggest greens on the golf course. It looks flat, it looks like it's easy, but once that flag gets on the left side, this is when the hole becomes a little bit more difficult. It's very easy to take this hole for granted. Very hard to hit it close, though.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
This is a shot of about 150 yards. Frank, you know Ian Poulter, when he's playing well, he sort of struts like a peacock. He's entitled because he's put a lot of birdies on the board, hasn't he?
He's so dangerous, Rich. We've seen it today. Anywhere on the green is makeable. And that's the thing. He doesn't have to hit it at every flag. But believe me, when he gets on that green, he thinks he's going to make every putt.
Yeah, about 150 yards left here, Frank. This won't hurt him. All in all, Frank, doesn't look too bad.
Just maybe a little right of the flag.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants a do-over there. Now, it's that sneaky distance.
Makes birdie, continuing to amaze on the greens, Frank.
Putted well all day, Rich. Had a couple of good holes early on and just, I think, found the groove. Has taken it to another level. Really solid stroke.
Rounding out the opening 9 here at St. Andrews. And Frank, this par 4 features a couple of fairway bunkers that players will have to contend with.
Yeah, this is a fun hole when you first stand on that tee and look at it. You see those bunkers smack bang in the middle of the fairway. The last bunker there in the middle is called the end hole. This hole is called the end. But this green, too, is so flat, very difficult to read. But if you get there, pull the head cover off the driver. Remember, this is the only chance you get to play the Old Course.
That sets up well for a chance at the green here at the 9th. Second shot. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. It's a good-looking putt right here. You might like it. Sinks it.
Unbelievable.
Settles in over the putt. Poulter has a history of getting on runs. He can light it up with a putter. Here's a birdie putt. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Setting up to start the back nine here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front nine, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for 11. Oh, I liked that.
Second shot now on the way for Brandt Snedeker.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Regarded as a very accurate player, that shot says it all. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Locked in on the read and the speed.
Great sense of speed in that. You know you can make those, but that one right in the middle.
Crowd is hushed as Snedeker looks at the birdie putt. And he has it for birdie. Hole number 11, the Eden, is really the finest medium-length one-shotter in all of golf, isn't it, Frank?
Well, this hole's been copied by many an architect for the reasons why is it's normally very, very difficult to make a hole of this length, or should I say this short, so difficult. But they've managed to do that here at Eden with that Strath bunker in the front and the severe sloping on either side of that bunker.
Well, that can really be brutal, can it?
It certainly does. And If you have any doubt there, you'll come unstuck at 11. Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. The shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact.
This would be a huge momentum swing. This one's for birdie.
Oh, maybe lifted right there, just sort of peaked.
It's no snack, though.
Don't leave it short. Wow.
This is the strength of his game. Ian Poulter, ready to go.
Wow, what a putt. That is huge.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
That's how you keep a round going. Make them from that distance. Frank, the charm of St. Andrews, the history of the old course, it all sort of comes into view here at the 12th, doesn't it?
Yeah, very pretty hole. Eden Estuary to the right. Obviously a nice view of the township of St. Andrews in the distance. But long hitters can just lick their chops and have a crack at this green. All they've got to do is worry about that little pot bunker short. But either into the breeze, or if you're not a long hitter, you've got to worry about those 4 bunkers that are well placed smack bang in the middle of this fairway.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. But this could be really good, Frank.
Going straight at it.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Get down. Lay down. The green here at the 12th is really the key. The shallow rear shelf falling away on all sides remains as fresh a challenge today as it did when Alan Robertson played it 125 years ago.
And, of course, he was a professional that lived in the area, Rich, and one of the things that he did, he actually made some of these greens bigger. You would think that makes it easier. When you put in some of these subtle slopes like what we see at 12, you realize it's not easier.
Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Pretty good stroke right there, just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus. It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Oh, what a putt from long distance, bottom of the barrel. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, what a birdie. Frank, how about the bunkers here at 13? A rather ominous sounding name.
Yeah, the coffins, and they are that for a reason. If you finish up in there, well, the best you'll probably ever do is make a bogey, unless you're an absolute genius. They're to be avoided, certainly off the tee. If you do, it's still a difficult hole. The second shot, unless you hit a perfect tee shot, will be blind.
No fairway here, this one in that rough.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot, good look at the green. Good swing, good shot yet again. Birdie attempt coming up for Ian. Chance to get it close here. Frank, this ball's in the rough. You like to hinge just a little bit quicker on the takeaway when the ball is down like this?
No, when it's down, you've just got to make sure that you wind up almost like you're hitting a tee shot. This is not one to be dallied with. You've got to hit it powerfully, and you really have to focus on that club getting through the grass, past the ball, and out the other side.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Really. This is that awkward length.
just has the feel today. And now he has this for the birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Chalk that up as a birdie for the scorecard. 12 feet still to go.
Comfortably knocks it in.
Frank, you can actually play this 14th hole by taking a detour to another hole on the front side. Explain.
Yeah, that's the 4th hole. The 4th hole is adjacent to the 14th, and if you're in a little bit of trouble off the tee, there's nothing wrong with playing the 14th as a zigzag style par 5. So that means the drive, if it doesn't go down the right, you go further left and then back to the green. But it's a safer way, but a much longer option. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my art.
And it looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Wouldn't say that was his best, but not bad either. On the green and with a putt. Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the First Tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club.
Second shot.
Playing his third here at the par 5. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a 2-putt, well done.
Getting set now over the putt. This one has a good line. Wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on hole 5.
Snedeker's over the birdie putt.
Good read, good line, well played.
Time to tee it up here at the 15th as we begin the closing stretch here at the Open Championship of the Old Course at St. Andrews.
There's a big steeple in the distance, so even when it starts to fog in a bit, if you can keep your eye on that, that's a good line off the tee. And you've got to keep it, your tee shot just short of this sort of heather, big crop of heather down the left side. It still leaves you a lengthy second shot, but really that's the safest way to try and play this par 4, 15th. Very good par 4. Oh, I liked that.
You can play it from there, 300 yards away and in the fairway.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. Frank, this one's headed way right.
And rough trees, all sorts of problems on that right side.
Frank, ball is in the rough here. What are the problems on this next shot?
Well, this is really where the skill level comes in. A good part. This is where the good player separates himself from the rest. Well, he's taking the right side out of play, Rich. It looks a little left.
Coming out of the rough, not able to control it the way he wants. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This is a shot from 115 yards.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Settles in over the putt. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Grant hovering over a birdie putt. Never a doubt looking to make a statement today.
It's no snack, though.
That has to feel good. That's a birdie. Sixteenth hole is a par 4 here at the Old Course. Frank, with another one of those sort of funky features.
Yes, a series of 3 bunkers called the Principal's Nose, plus that out of bounds on the right. So really err on the side of caution, avoiding both the out of bounds and the Principal's Nose. Nothing wrong with going a little bit left here. But the further left you go, then it makes that second shot that much harder because you'll have to bring it across that little pot bunker in the front called the Weg.
This one's sweet, Frank.
Super. Oh, that's fine.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Second shot now on the way for Brandt Snedeker.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt.
Ian Poulter going for the green here. Brandt Snedeker for birdie. Mark a birdie on the card. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just a couple of feet. He's made it. Frank, this really is an amazing hole. The road hole, 17 at the old course.
Yeah, the biggest problem really is the tee shot right in front of you. How brave are you? How much can you take it over the corner of that clubhouse? You'll see a sign in front of you, the Old Course Hotel. Ideally, you want to take it over the U in course, and that should find the center of the fairway. You go a little further right of that, then you better hit it long. There's something about a well-hit shot.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole.
Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Second shot coming out of the rough here. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here. Oh, this is straight at it.
It's a really good line.
It's like cyber vision. Shot after shot, right at the flag.
Just dialed in. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I'd say.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Looks like he just misread that. Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. It giveth and it taketh away.
Hoping to drop only one shot, this for bogey. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
My goodness, what does a guy have to do to make a putt out here?
Really. This is an awkward length.
That will be 4 over par on the scorecard for this hole. Time to pick up and move on. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. This is an 11-foot putt. Good putt. Frank, you stand on the tee here at 18, and history is staring you right in the face.
Yeah, you have the Rusacks Hotel on the right, the Dunvegan over the back, the R&A building. Just standing there, you're reminded of how far this great game has come, and all these hundreds of years, I guess, in the future, and where will the game be then?
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Beautiful looking shot right here. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. You'll love them, the birdies, and that's another one. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. He's putting for birdie now. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, a lot to like in this performance today.
Oh, it is. There's so many positives to take out of this round. Not just the possibility to win this week, but going forward. This is great golf that you would hold up against anybody right now.